Welcome back, everyone. It's Tuesday. It's your favorite two meteorologists live here on Storm Team 5 Plus. I'm meteorologist Ryan Kudish, joined by Nathan Hemsel. Once again, how are you doing after the weekend?
I'm doing good. I had a nice refresher weekend. It was great weather. There was a little bit of rain, because I went down to the Dells for a little bit. So there was some rain, but other than that, it was hot. It was really
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, that's what we'll talk about in a little bit. But before we get into our agenda today, obviously, me and Nathan had a little bit of a friendly wager that we shook hands on Thursday about the Red Sox and the Yankees. But what I want to do is before we get into some discourse on it, Nathan had some comments to
We should
online
have clipped
television
that.
on,
Yeah.
and guess what? Yes, I did. I
Oh,
clipped it.
you loaded it
So
into
Blake
here?
clipped it and I
Perfect.
loaded it in. So what we're going to do, I didn't tell Nathan about this one. I got it clipped. So you get to hear exactly what he said at the end of the 4 o'clock on Friday. So take a look. I'm going to mute us and then you'll hear it.
Ready to face one of their rivals in the playoffs. One of baseball's most storied rivalries wrapped up their wild card series last night. The New York Yankees shut out the Boston Red Sox last night, beating them 2-1 in the series, and are moving on to play the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALDS. Nathan, you're a Yankees fan. You must have been pretty happy about that outcome last night.
I am, and I'm upset that, the big mouth Bostonian, whose name I'm not going to say, but it rhymes with crying Rudish, wasn't in here today because he's been a little relentless the past few days. And I just want to, remind him that New York still owns his city, whether it be basketball, baseball, football. You might kind of got us, but 2 words, Eli Manning. I'll keep it going on Ryan. So
Awesome, perfect. Well, what's the final?
Well, first of all, you don't own our city. We've won 16 championships since 2000. You guys have had a lot less than that.
yeah.
So first of all, that's false.
That's my first time actually rewatching it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, and it's a little more aggressive than I heard in my head the first time.
Well, so we agreed that we would say something nice. So I'm going to go full screen on me. Oh, there we go. Me. So I agreed to say something nice about the New York Yankees, and it's not going to stop me from taking a few parting shots on the way out. So first comment is Aaron Boone. Man, am I going to miss you getting ejected for calling out balls and strikes? I mean, come on now. It's pure entertainment watching this guy go ballistic on an umpire for an egregious strike or an egregious ball that he called. So as much as I'm for the ABS system, I'm sorry. It's going to be a little sad not seeing him get canned, but that's a different story. Cam Schlittler, who mowed down the Red Sox in Game 3. Thank you for making me win $100 in my fantasy baseball league this year. He's a Boston-based kid, rooted for the Yankees. Same thing with Ben Rice. They kind of rooted for the wrong team growing up, but that's a different story. And then my parting shot is enjoy the Blue Jays because you're probably going to get swept. All right, that's all I got for you guys today on that one.
I don't disagree with the sweeping, and I think I'm just gonna take it on the chin because when I said that on air, you couldn't defend yourself. You weren't there.
No,
so
I wasn't
I think
there.
it's only fair that I don't even reply. I just take it on the chin, and there's next season, Ryan. There's next season.
There is. And they also they struggled to beat the Red Sox without our number 2 starter, without a guy who was mowing the Yankees down in Yankee Stadium, and that was the Roman god, Roman Anthony, and without Marcelo Meyer up. We were playing with kind of a little bit of our B team with Nick Sogard getting at bats, Nate Eaton getting at bats as well. So
Ryan sent me a text and said, "You know what? I'm happy the Red Sox lost because you guys look miserable right now."
they looked terrible.
You know what? Part of me is kind of wishing we did lose because it was a very good thing I was not near a TV on Sunday. Was it
Correct.
Sunday? Yeah,
Yeah,
Sunday.
it was Sunday.
So yeah, good thing I wasn't around TV. And part of me did wish we, did lose because that did not look great.
No, at least I will give him a high five or a round of applause. At least he's honest.
Right.
I'll give you that. But hey, we gave it a run. I talked my junk. Do I regret it? No, because it made it just so much more special for them until Game 1 and Game 2 where they could not by a run to save their life against the Blue Jays. All right, let's get into our discussion for today. We'll start off with a little record heat recap over the weekend. Regional weather update, national weather update. We'll talk about some cold front calls, and we have an off the radar spooky edition that Nathan put together. So record heat. Well, it felt like a broken record talking about all the records that we had over the last really the weekend. How was that one? Was it pretty good?
Yeah, that was good, but it was like I didn't hear the I heard more of like the heat of the moment like drum line where it's like telling me what to do. That's all I can sing. I can't like keep going on, but like that's what I heard when I heard that.
All right, let's just move on to talking about these records. So
Heat of the Moment works good too, actually. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that's a good song for this. Yeah.
Good one. Appleton, Green Bay, Fond du Lac, Sturgeon Bay, and Manitowoc all set records both days on Friday and Saturday. And Oshkosh and Antigo only set records on each individual day. So Oshkosh had just Friday, Antigo just had Saturday. But this wasn't just the warmest, warmest weather for both of those days. No, this was tied for some of the warmest weather we've seen in the month of October. 88 for high in Green Bay, tied the record that was set back in 2023 and 1953. We could not reach 90. We have never hit 90 in the month of October, so we fell up just short. But hey, it was still warm. It was still muggy. If you liked that weather, sorry, it was just a last grasp of summer. Looking at the regional weather update, here's a live look into Milwaukee, where the roof is back open after it being closed for yesterday's game. What a game it was down there at AmFam. The Brew Crew, it looked a little rough for that first inning with the Seiya Suzuki 3-run blast, but then Andrew Vaughn said, "Hold my beer," and took 1 yard, and the Brewers never looked back. A Jackson Churio homer. The Brewers are a team that are just so impressive to me. A small market ball club that relies on good defense, aggressive base running, and willing to run up pitch counts on really good pitchers. Like Shoto Imanaga, one of the best pitchers in the NL.
Right.
And they got him out within 2 innings. They just grind out at bats, make the pitcher frustrated, wait for their pitch. They're not known for hitting the long ball, and they hit the long ball yesterday.
Right.
So that was awesome to see. And now that my Red Sox are out and Nathan's Yankees are about to be out as well, I think we can both root for the Brewers.
And he's not wrong. So yeah,
we're
on that track. Yeah.
Temperatures this afternoon lower to mid 60s. Pretty nice day. We're running about 5 to even 8 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Dew point temperature is very dry. This is where our lows will want to fall back to tonight. And what you'll see in a little bit is it's going to be a pretty chilly night. Dew point temperatures are much drier than yesterday, running about 15 to even 20 degrees cooler across the area. Skies right now are mostly sunny. I don't know what that flash frame was. I guess the satellite had a bad picture at around 11:54, but you can see a little bit of cloud coverage starting to work in along this front. It's not going to bring rain, just a little bit of clouds from time to time. You can kind of see it from a wide picture. There it is. Just that stripe of clouds. That is your frontal boundary this afternoon. So I'm calling for mostly sunny skies for the rest of today. We might warm up another degree or two. We're actually approaching the time of the year, Nathan, where at this time we will be approaching our high temperature because of the shortened amount of daylight. So I'm going with 67 today in Green Bay, 66 in Appleton, and in Manitowoc as well. Not much change in temps across the area. Almanac today, we're not breaking records anytime soon. Average high is 62, and we're sitting at 67. Record high is 86 from 2007. Sunset tonight is at 6:22. Here's where we need to talk a lot about our overnight lows. Get ready for a little bit of what I like to call a nippy night.
Yeah, it is a nippy night for sure. I mean,
especially up north.
You've become a bit of a frost expert this morning.
I gotta
brush the shoulders.
Brush the shoulder.
I've seen this man get a lot of information on not just frost, but some things affected. by frost.
So do I get a high five?
Yeah, you get an applause.
Thank you.
Without a doubt.
It was a busy morning. Boyd Borth, we like to call him, who finally got a win in our fantasy football league. So expect him.
Did he really?
Yeah, I expect him to talk about that a lot on at the WFRV Fantasy Football Huddle on Wednesday and Friday. I'm gonna make sure I mute him. I'm gonna be controlling them.
Right.
So if he ever talks about his, his trades, his horrible evaluation of Saquon Barkley, I'll just press the mute
Yeah,
button.
see,
So-
the issue is that like you can still hear him even if he's muted because it slowly picks up through your mic. So we need like how some of those
Like the
podcasts are set up
dividers,
where he
yeah.
has like a divider and you keep him in a separate room and he can just see through like a piece of plexiglass. Like he can see you. Like he's in his own little cell.
Yeah, let's get Judd and Joe involved.
Right.
Let's get that in here because we'll really need it when that guy's in
Right.
here.
We need a penalty box.
We need a penalty box. Hey, hockey starts tonight, so
It does,
that works
yeah.
out. I don't know how do I transition from that, but upper
Yeah.
20s to low 30s across the Northwoods, some mid 30s for Green Bay, and north and west of the Fox Valley. A little bit warmer for the southern Fox Valley and along the lakeshore. Pretty typical since you're insulated by Lake Michigan, but we do have a freeze warning up across the Northwoods. Those counties shaded in purple. That kicks in tonight at 10 o'clock through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, or I think 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I should mention. And then those counties shaded in light blue, that is a frost advisory. That kicks in at 3 o'clock in the morning and runs until 9 o'clock as well for, Brown County, Outagamie, Calumet, Winnebago, Wapaka, Waushara, Green Lake, and Marquette counties there. So this is kind of a depiction of the frost. I'm actually going to back it up a little bit because this is 8 o'clock. Our sun's already starting to burn off some of that stuff happening out there. But let me back this up real quick, and I'll kind of show you exactly where I think we'll have the best chance for some patchy frost and the thick frost and killing freeze. So you can see at the top of your banner there, blue is patchy frost, pink is thick frost, and red is killing freeze. I think the best chance for a killing freeze tonight will be up across the Northwoods and then out there into central and western Wisconsin, but we'll likely have some patchy frost and thick frost across the area. Thankfully, lakeside, you should be okay. That's kind of one of the benefits of being along the lake and bay shores. You get insulated by Lake Michigan, and we'll likely have to deal with this again on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, primarily north and west of Green Bay. So this is the research I did this morning because I always have to refresh myself on these things. Quite frankly, this is not really a big issue where I'm from, so I had to learn these when I got here. But a frost advisory is issued when conditions are favorable for frost, but not cold enough for a killing freeze. So you can have, a frost advisory for temperatures 32 to 37. That's why it does include areas like Oshkosh and Appleton, because of some of those low-lying areas that get a really light wind. You can get some patches of frost develop, and that could certainly impact some of those plants out there. That's really the main impact, is potential to impact sensitive and tender plants. So you want to bring them inside or cover them up with a material that will allow them to retain as much heat as possible. Freeze warning, a lot more serious, issued when temperatures fall below 32 degrees for an extended time. So that's the potential to harm or kill crops and also those residential plants as well. Obviously, those are a lot bigger, so you can't really move them or cover them in bulk. So the biggest thing is I've seen people water the soil around the crops, since that's going to be warmer, most likely than the frost that will develop, and also add some mulch. That's also a warm substance, so that can keep those roots below the ground a little bit warmer. That's kind of the main goal with this, is to try to protect those roots from getting frost on them and killing those plants.
Right. Yeah. I mean, most of my stuff, like when I would garden back home, was pretty much done at the point where we were getting frost. So, as a hobby garden, I never did that too much. But I mean, if you're still trying to preserve some of those plants, it makes total sense to, really, mulch is so beneficial. And, right there is another prime example of it.
Yeah. So let's kind of look at this from a climatological aspect, right? Green Bay and the Fox Valley's average first frost is on the 8th. So it's happening right on schedule. But for the Northwoods, this average first frost is on September 24th. They're obviously seeing a potential freeze tonight.
Yeah.
So that's even happening later than normal. But here's those freeze statistics. Green Bay and the Fox Valley's average first freeze is the 1st through the 10th. Up in the Northwoods, it's the 21st through the 30th. So it's happening a little bit later than usual. I think that's just kind of a recipe of that late September warmth we had into early October. So we got a little bit of extra growing season up there in the Northwoods, but obviously physics is taking over and it's coming to a very, very quick end.
Yes. From 0 to 100 very
Real quick.
quickly. It feels
Exactly.
like. Yeah.
Fall foliage updates. We have some peak conditions up along Highway 8, so northern Ocano, northern Marinette into Vilas, Florence, Forest County area, Oneida County as well, up into far northwestern Wisconsin. And the futurecast does show past peak conditions over the next week with some moderate to high and even some peak conditions for much of the WFRV coverage area. So really good weekend upcoming for some leaf peeping, to say the least. Today, looking pretty nice. A lot of sunshine. Tonight will be clear, and that will help to generate a lot of that frost. Tomorrow, looking pretty nice, mostly sunny, and looking great into your Thursday as well. We'll have a little bit of rain try to scoop by here on Thursday night going into Friday. Don't think it's going to be a big issue, though, throughout the day, though. Temperature trend, we cool down to 59 tomorrow. Then we will see those temperatures slowly warm up into the low 70s for game day on Sunday and into Monday as well. Dew points stay exceptionally dry. So that's why we can get pretty chilly, especially with those overnight lows. Rain chances, stray shower on Friday. Then I think our best rain chance for the upcoming stretch will be late Sunday night, more so into Monday and going into Tuesday as well. And we still need the rain. Drought monitor still abnormally dry, but this will update on Thursday, and we'll likely see some I'm not sure how it's going to play out because we got that rain, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a lot. So we might see that get worse, we'll see. But beautiful weather taking us through the extended forecast. Breezy on Sunday for game day 71. We're 16 minutes in, so we're going to take a break so we can get to the other stuff. So we'll be right back with Storm Team. All right, welcome back. Here's that wide shot of us two hooligans hanging out here talking about
I'm completely blocked by this thing.
Yeah, you are. It's also in your shot as well, in your camera.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, come on. Whatever. I'll deal with that later.
Forget about it. We got it. All right. Here's a little national weather update for you. Maybe you saw this if you were poking around on social media, but yesterday, NWS Grand Forks up there in North Dakota did something that is not doesn't happen very often. They upgraded a tornado to an EF5 with winds greater than 210 miles per hour. This occurred in Enderlin, North Dakota, which is in the county of Ransom, into Cass County up there in North Dakota. This was from the June 20th, 2025. And what's kind of interesting, Nathan, is it went from an EF3 to an EF5. So that's what they described it as the upgrade. Yeah. I don't have I can probably find the press release, but I think we're getting a little bit late on time. Right. So we have a lot of other stuff. But this is the first EF5 tornado since 2013. And I kind of looked back at it. We're the most recent EF5s in the U.S. And some of them I know I was watching live, or I remember where I was when I heard about it. The first one is the Moore, Oklahoma tornado of 2013 on May 20th. May 24th, 2011, Joplin, Missouri. If you haven't seen the Netflix documentary on it, really cool series where they actually talked to people that were, they were avid storm chasers. They talked to some kid who was actually in town interning at the local weather station, and then they interviewed some kids that were at the Joplin High School because that was their graduation day. So really cool documentary.
That's one that every meteorologist kind of knows a surplus of information about it, especially because there was some casualties from storm chasing teams and stuff that people still talk about.
That was El Reno. That was El Reno.
Or that was El Reno.
That was El Reno, but that one was an EF3.
Right.
Because it was mainly out in open land.
Yep.
Because the one thing for the viewers at home, that you have to remember, is tornadoes aren't, they aren't assessed by their wind speed, because quite frankly, we don't know the wind speed of tornadoes. It's so tough, because if you want to know them, you're probably putting your life in danger. Hurricanes, we know because we can fly over them, drop radiosons, and know what the winds are.
Still is a crazy job. Like
it is. That's a job I want to do one day. But sorry, I don't want to be in television my entire life. I have some other things I love to do. But dropping radiosons into a hurricane, that's probably number one.
Yeah, that's up there.
But so you can't measure hurricane winds or tornado winds unless you put your life in danger.
Right.
So, you have to look at the damage, and the El Reno tornado, as much as damage that did, it stayed out in fields for a lot of the time. But here's here's one that's interesting. April 27th, 2011, we had 4 EF5s, and I think this was also the Tuscaloosa, Alabama EF4 day as well. Rainsville, Sylvania, Alabama, Preston, Mississippi, Hackleburg, Phil Campbell, Alabama, Smithville, Mississippi, all had EF5s on April 27th. Parkersburg, Iowa, May 25th, 2008. Greensburg, Kansas, May 4th, 2007. Here's an interesting one for the folks as well. Bridge Creek, Moore, Oklahoma, May 3rd, 1999. You're not seeing it. You're seeing it correctly, actually. Moore, Oklahoma has been struck by 2 EF5s since 1999. Also, 2 EF4s since 1999. That's why they call it the tornado capital of the world.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is, and it's hard to kind of put into perspective. Like we're saying EF4, EF5. Those are big, big tornadoes. Like that is, I wish I could remember like, some of these, like, the distance from, end to end.
El Reno, I know for sure.
Yeah, what was that one?
El Reno was the largest tornado on record at, I think, 2 miles wide.
Yeah, something like
I think it was something around
like
2 miles
that's
wide.
a lot of distance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it's insane to think about when you really look at it in perspective, especially with overhead cameras and stuff. I mean, or satellite imagery and stuff where you see like how much it's really spanning. It's bizarre.
Yeah. I think we should talk about the potential nor'easter on the East Coast tomorrow.
I agree, yeah.
So we're going to take another break, and then we will go through some the baseball picks for today. We'll talk about those games. We'll see if I don't get yelled at for what I'm about to say about the Yankees.
Oh,
and then we have a little forecast, the fake for you. So stay tuned. Storm Team 5 Plus will be right back in just a minute. All right, welcome back. So before we get into our baseball picks, we're going to talk about some football. And if you tallied or you trailed us in our picks, we are so sorry. We're not experts.
Yeah, we did not do well.
The other problem too is that we lock ours in on Thursdays, and obviously, injury reports change. If I would have known the entire entire Baltimore Ravens defense would be out, I would have taken the Texans. I should have known that some of the teams were hot, but I didn't really think about it too quickly. I was just trying to go. But yeah, I went 5-9. Still got a game on Nathan. I'm happy about that. But Nathan went
slowly creeping your way up there. Yeah.
Yeah. He went 4-10. If I had
bad.
If there was a button on here that I could do, I would just do the oof button.
Well, listen, you were still 5-9.
Yeah, we're
humble down a little.
We're not doing a victory lap here, but we just did a celebratory. Okay, we got him. But oof, that was
bad
brutal.
week for us. I think we'll have a redemption week coming up.
I think your records are actually a little off. I think because it says I'm down a game, but I should be down 2 games. I'll have to check that on my spreadsheet. I think you might be 48-29 actually.
Okay. Yes, that might be right.
Or 49-28. Sorry,
I'll be honest. I thought these were already updated. The upper ones, because I saw the bottom ones updated. So yeah, if they were updated, then they're wrong. Okay,
they are.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, last week we both did bad. That's the moral of this graphic
that
here.
is.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll get that updated for you soon before we do our picks on Thursday. But we have some cold front calls to talk about. It's the baseball season so far. Nathan's bracket. Doing this is my bracket.
That's
actually. I got the Mariners right, got the Phillies right, I got the Cubbies right. So my right side is perfect. Nathan's right side is perfect as well. You'll see that. But my left side, well, I went the Tigers. I went the Guardians. I went the Red Sox. So Nathan's doing a lot better than me.
Not by much.
Not by much, though.
Not by much. Yeah, because I pushed the Yankees through.
And Edwin's not looking too good.
Let's be real here. Blue Jays are likely advancing. I mean,
yeah. I think that's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious.
Right.
But let's go through those picks for you. MLB wildcard. First game of tonight, we got the Mariners in Detroit trying to put a stranglehold on the series. I think tonight is Logan Gilbert on the mound for Seattle. Not sure who's on the mound for Detroit. I don't think it's Tariq Skubal just yet. Looks like we might have some showers around for first pitch, but looks like a cloudy day out there in Detroit along that frontal boundary that's pushing through. I'm going Mariners. You're going Mariners as well?
Yeah, I mean, I just, this one I could really, see either way. But, I mean, I'm going to go Mariners. I've really, I was out of the loop a little bit on Sunday with what was going on.
Clearly.
And, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm just going to, ballpark, run Mariners here. And then I still have to stay a little bit loyal for our next game,
And yes, it is Logan Gilbert versus Jack Flaherty tonight. I was looking up on my phone.
Yeah.
Here's the next one. Looks like the rain will hold off and stay away from New York City. Let's hope. But Blue Jays versus Yankees. Let's go, Blue Jays, baby.
Realistically, the Blue Jays take this game. But as a Yankees fan, I'm going to go Yankees.
And I respect that. But looks like a nice night in the Bronx. Let's hope that rain stays away. Looks a little threatening. Maybe a passing shower. But I think most of the game is looking cloudy with temperatures low 70s. That should be pretty warm for early October baseball out there in the Bronx. Yeah. Tonight's matchup on the mound. Shane Bieber, 4-2 with a 3.57 ERA, taking on Carlos Rodon, who's 18-9 with a 3.09 ERA, who shut down the Red Sox pretty well for much of the game that he pitched. But similar to the thing with the Red Sox and Yankee series, you got to get to the bullpen as fast as possible. And the Blue Jays have a much better lineup than the Red Sox do. And I think the Yankees will fall.
They fall,
and a sweep, and I will be so happy. Let me tell you that. All right. So here's our off the radar segment. We have about a minute and a half. Do you think we'll be able to get it in, or should we?
I think so. Yeah. So it's a little Halloween themed. We're gonna read through it quick. In 1991, a monster snowstorm rolled through Green Bay, accumulating over 24 inches of snowfall. The snowfall lasted over 3 days, including October 31st, so Halloween. In 1952, on Halloween, there was a thunderstorm over Salem, Massachusetts, where it rained purple-tinted rain. Supposedly, scientists blamed iron oxide dust from a passing meteor. And in 2019, on Halloween, more than 20 tornadoes tore through parts of Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Chasers nicknamed it the Trick or Twister Outbreak.
All right, so the first one I know is crap. That one's fake. All right, so we're trying to find the one that's real, right?
So one of these is fake. Two of them are real.
Oh, the 1990, the first one's fake because we've only had 10.3 inches of snow in the month of October in one event, so that one's fake.
See, now this one had me stumped. If you go to the National Weather Service website, there is a whole story on the snowstorm thing. So some records are not lining up. There's a whole it's in newspapers, everything. Number one is real. I should let you keep reading through them, but I felt like you would have known number 3. Because at this point,
no,
like we're both.
I
really?
didn't.
Oh,
I thought that because most snow we've gotten in the month of October is 10.3, so that's why I thought it was fake. But we got 5 seconds. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at the same time tomorrow.